Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you happen to be out there on the globe this evening. Welcome back to another podcast, or screencast, I should say, with your host, John Overall, in conjunction with my podcast, WordPress Plugins from A to Z. So this evening screencast is going to be on a very simple plugin, so it'll probably be a fairly short one, so I'm going to do a bit of a monologue here. So you might want to skip up to the point where you don't see this wonderful image on your video. Maybe 30 seconds, maybe a minute. I'm not really certain yet since I just started. So at any rate, I just wanted to let you all know the plugin we're going to be covering, or I'm going to be covering here tonight, is called Widget Saver, and I'll explain it as I go through setting it up. And I also wanted to talk a bit about next week's podcast. I wanted to plug it. Next week's podcast, WordPress Plugins from A to Z. We are going to be interviewing KJ Meath, and he's going to be with us talking about his plugin on his developer's plugin, which is quite the tool. So it should be quite a good time. And also, if you haven't listened to the podcast yet, I suggest you go listen to it. It's actually quite entertaining, interesting, and there's a little bit about the new Jetpack plugin. So, without much further ado, we're going to get started here and move forward and start discussing it. So, of course, the plugin we're after is called Widget Saver. And in the typical manner, you just pop on into your admin area of your WordPress, go to Install Plugins, click Add New Plugin, click Search Plugin, search for Widget Saver. Should bring it up as the top result for you. Gives you a couple others. In usual, you can go check out the details of it, see what it's up, find out about it, change log, all of that good stuff. You can install it from here, or you can close this back up and install it from here. Makes no difference. Either way, it gets installed. So once installed, then you just simply activate the plugin. Now, what does this plugin do? Well, what this plugin does, if you are a theme changer, and many people out there are theme changers, constantly changing their theme from one setting to another, I don't like this theme, let's try a different one, try a different one, try a different theme, constantly back and forth, basically what you might call a theme whore. So if you're one of those, you need this plugin, because what it does is it sets up your widgets on your site so that every time you get a new theme that has a different set of sidebars or widgetized areas, you don't have to constantly reload your widgets back into them. Like, say you've got a theme, you've got your widgets just where you want them, you put another theme in, it's got different widgets. They all go away. Now you go, I don't like that, let's go back to the other theme. You go back to it, all your widgets are gone. Now you got to put them all back. Oh, which one went where? I can't remember. So that's what this thing takes care of. It doesn't give you any settings, not here anyway. No new menu items. Nothing to go play with. So basically you can just pop into it and we'll show you a bit about how it works. How it works, of course, is right over here on your sidebar. You've got two widget areas, primary, secondary widget area. You've got top, side, got a whole bunch of widget areas in this one. And basically what I've done is I've thrown a couple of widgets into the multiple areas because, of course, this is just my sandbox testing area. So we've got all these different things in here. So what happens is you click Save Widgets. You get a new button up here in your widget area, and you get a Restore Widget, or you get a Reset Widgets button. The Reset one puts it all back to the default settings. Don't recommend that. Restore will restore them after you've changed themes. And how this works, of course, is you pop on over to your themes, go take a look, see what themes you have installed, change themes. We're going to go to this theme, for instance. Activate the theme. Now we go back over to the widget area, and now I've only got two sidebars. See what happens? Some of them are great, some of them aren't. See, it doesn't have all the same widgets, but I can also hit restore, and it restores them all up here in case they got knocked off or tossed to the side, which it didn't happen. Because you can see all of those widgets that were in that other theme are now down here in the bottom, piled up. So what we do is we go back in there, and okay, we're going to go back to that first theme and see how this does. Reactivate the first theme. Once that's active, go back into widgets, and now you can see don't have as many inactive widgets down here in the bottom, just the ones that were in that other theme. And you can see all the widgets are back here. So this is actually a pretty cool plugin. I like it because I do have a couple of sites that I am basically a theme whore on, constantly changing it and constantly getting new sidebars, and I really hate resetting my widgets. So that would be the screencast for this week. So I don't have much else to go along with that. I hope you have enjoyed it. And if you need more, go to johnoverall.com for more podcasts and screencasts on WordPress. And just a quick old wonderful rant here. I want to go on about automatic. That's it. So turn it off here, screencast, if you don't want to listen any further. The rest of it's just a rant about the last 4 days I've seen of tweets and posts cruising across the internet. In particular, dealing with Jetpack. And that, of course, is the theme of my latest podcast. And Jetpack, although it provides some really cool stuff, I've seen a lot of people complaining about it, and in particular I have my own little minor complaints, and these are things I did not know about Automatic, and that is that they have rules about plugins in their repository, and those rules are pretty simple, it seems. If you have a plugin in a repository, you cannot charge for it, or you cannot force people to register to use it. Seems Automatic violates that rule with both their new Jetpack plugin, which irritated me, that the fact that I had to set it up and connect it with my WordPress.com account to use it. I couldn't just use use all the plugins that are part of Jetpack, whereas if I went and downloaded the standalone versions, I could, and I don't imagine it would take me that much longer to install, maybe an extra 5 minutes. But the other one, of course, is Akismet. It turns out Akismet is not really free if you earn any money whatsoever on your website. In other words, if you have an affiliate link and you make a buck, if you have Google Ads and you make 0.005 cents every 6 months, it doesn't matter. You've made money with it according to their terms of service, which means you have to buy the professional license or low user license, whatever it is. It's $5 a month, so you have to pay $5 a month to use it. And so basically, discovering that, I'm actually going to be pulling that plugin from, I've already pulled it from my own sites, discovering that, and I've started to install a new plugin called something B, Spam B or something like that. I can't remember at this exact moment. Let's see here. And anti-spam bee, that's what it is. And there's another one I'm going to check out. It's called No Spam NX. So anyway, that's my rant. If you stayed and listened this long, I thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the rant. And don't forget, it's been great fun, and I'll have another podcast and screencast coming at you next week. So until next time, have yourself a good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you happen to be out there on the globe today.